Director of Sustainable City Management. Thank you all for being with us today. My name is Franzi. I am part of the Green Office team for this semester, and I'm happy to guide you through this session today. Before we start, please make sure that your microphone is muted and your camera turned off. This will provide us a clear quality while listening to our today's guest and the conversation afterwards. As well, be aware that the session will be recorded and we are going to provide you the link afterwards. We will use the chat as a common communication tool for comments, thoughts, and any questions that will come up. And we know that especially today's topic may bring up a number of questions, and we will have time to address 2 or 3 of them at the end of our session. And for further questions, you can always contact us through our social media and our Facebook and mail address. We are going to share this with you in a few minutes. The Upeace Green Office is recently a team out of 10 Upeaces, and today I'm here with Sierra, our Outreach and Engagement Manager, who is going to give us a short overview about Green Office and Green Office activities. I'm here with Joy, Upeace Green Office Strategy and Evaluation Manager, who is going to moderate the talk after our speaker's presentation, and Joost, our Operations Coordinator, who's sharing the presentation from his screen today. A special thanks to Earth Charter International and its team that is providing us the Zoom access for today, and Amanda from the Earth Charter team for being the host of this session. And now I hand it over to Sierra. She's going to share about the activities and a bit of the history of the Green Office.
All right, hopefully you can hear me okay. Yeah, awesome. Joost, will you go ahead and switch it to the next slide? Awesome. So yeah, as Franzi said, I'll just give you a quick introduction of who we are as a Green Office and sort of what we do. But it's a student-led and staff-supported operation, especially thanks to Warner and the operations team at Upeace. They give us a lot of support in this sense. But the Green Office is actually something that developed somewhere else, and it was in the Netherlands in 2010, and it's just this universal platform that initiates and coordinates a dynamic change process towards environmental sustainability within an institution, with a specific focus on sustainable development and community engagement. And so this is kind of, this is all over the place, and a specific group of students who you can kind of see in this photo down here with the names, they brought this to Upeace and developed the Upeace Green Office. And so then we started doing project with this to just increase the level of environmental sustainability around campus, but also in the Mora community. You can go ahead and go to the next slide. And so we've done a lot of projects and continued a lot of projects from last semester, but starting with things as simple as improving the functionality of things. So like in our waste section, trying to organize it so that it has a nice flow, and that to ensure that like in the waste section, proper things end up there because of the things like the biodigester. So we want all of the waste to be proper so that we can use it to create gas and all those sorts of things. We had the initiative to have a crepe day. We had this once a week for quite a while, if any of you remember. But this was kind of all powered by this biodigester. And this was continued from a project last year. Also just trying to engage students with things like informing them about what's happening around campus. So we have a sun-powered toaster oven, we have solar panels, we have water-saving toilets, We even have like a recycling and waste center and those stations kind of around campus. So just trying to engage students and let them know what Upeace is doing in terms of sustainability efforts. Also, we've initiated a few workshops, or I guess things where we picked up trash, we went on a hike and just kind of did cleanup around Ciudad Colón in the Mora area to kind of reconnect this relationship with the environment and do that. And not only in terms of these, but we also have a few individually led projects. If any of you know Rintaro, he does a lot with moringa. He's planted over 200 moringa trees and will eventually transplant those into the ground. And this is sort of just in an effort to eventually lead to a carbon neutral school, for being optimistic. And then also Joy does her things. She's doing a pineapple enzyme thing with the cafeteria right now. So just working to create a pineapple-based cleaning solution that is good for the environment and healthier for the people. So just sort of these things that are happening around UP. But even when we're not there, we still are trying to be active. You can look out for our Green Office newsletter. And this just kind of goes out once a week on Mondays and just kind of tells you some articles, some videos, or things that are happening in the sustainability realm. If you want to just become more educated or more up to date about what's going on. So yeah, you can look out for us for those things. You can go ahead and go to the next slide. And we'll do some posts also as well with this. We'll on Instagram and Facebook, just kind of updating you on some positive thoughts or sustainability things that we see. So you can look out for those. And you can always email us. As Francie said, we're always willing to get in contact with you. So that's just like in short who we are as the Green Office. I'll go ahead and pass it off.
Thank you, Sarah. And like Sarah mentioned, one aim of the Green Office is to create a platform for informing, connecting, and supporting students and staff to act on sustainability. And today we will focus on regional approaches and especially how they are implemented and which challenges exist. And we're for sure interested in what role a setting of interconnectivity and internationality like Upeace can and should play in this process. Next slide, please. So Upeace Green Office is happy to welcome the new mayor of Mora, Alfonso Jiménez Cascante, who studied conflict resolution, peace and sustainable development at Upeace and did an internship project with the Earth Charter about implementing a climate park at Upeace Campus. Alfonso was elected early this year to become mayor of Mora, and he started his term as a mayor on the 1st of May, 2 weeks ago. Thank you, Alfonso, for taking your time and being with us today. We are looking forward to your presentation, and the floor is yours.
Well, good afternoons for everybody. Thank you, Francisca, and thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure sharing with you and the Green Office of the Upeace about my internship in Earth Charter for my project in Upeace with the project Integral Climate Park in our county, that is Mora. Colón, that is the home for many of the Upeacers for 1 year during the scholar year. So I am alumni and mayor of the Mora County, and it's a pleasure be here with you guys. So the next slide, please. Okay, the topic of the day is the future of sustainable city management. In Mora, we are working since many years ago about sustainable, about peace, gender, and economical and social topics. About the proposal at the beginning for the Integral Climate Park at the University for Peace seeks to generate like a model of integrate strategies that manifest in practice the intentions of sustainable development, goals and ethical principles of the Earth Charter. the designs of the climate parks, that is the topic of my thesis or my internship, is the next slide, please, maybe to, okay. This is the Integral Climate Park of Mora. We work with Integral Climate Change Solutions, Earth Charter International, and Upeace. So this design system is developed over 26 years ago by Bjorn Hederlas for the ACCS, and it has been tested in variety of socio-geographic settings and environments. There is a lot of reviews about academics, engineers, social scientists, educators, and a lot of people that works with the principles of the Earth Charter. So we can go to the next slide, please. Okay, what is this? We're talking about the balance, life, and the self-supporting systems where each park works for the benefits of anything else. There is like a lot of different strategies that we can add or change depending of the county or the country that we are living. For example, in our investigations in Mora, we work with organic community gardens. We work also with bio gardens and or wetlands, trail designs, rainwater collection system, and renewable energy. So at the end, it's try to find solutions for the community, you know, and bring like opportunities in the social, the environment, and the economical topics that we can work together with different communities around the climate park. So next slide, please. Okay, we have the areas, the different areas. The climate park is based of the 5 elements. For example, the first is the ethnospheres, that is mind. You know, all the thoughts, dreams, needs, inspirations, intuitions brought into the vein to the human imaginations. You know, we have to start with our minds to try to figure out how to do different things. The next one is the lithosphere, that the symbol is the rock. You know, is all the solid, inorganic, and rocky area covering the entire planet and including the minerals and the air crust. The another one is the pedosphere soil. Is all the skin of the earth where the soil and the formations take place. All the food systems that provide for food, plants, and animals come from the soils. So this is one of the elements to the climate park. The another one is the hydrosphere water. In this project for us, the water is one of the principles strategies that we are working, and we can say that is the total amount of water of the earth belong from the ground, and is the earth taking the form of liquid, the vapor of ice. So we are like working around the water in this project. The atmospheres, that is the symbol is the air, is you know, all the layer of the gases and all the environment, all the life that we can bring to the earth. And the last one is the life, you know, is the combination of the 5 the 5 elements. Next, please. Okay, this is one of the slides that I want to show you. And for example, this is like the lines that we are working all together with the 5 or the 6 elements. You know, the same of the respiration, precipitations, the evaporations, the flora and fauna, the elemental cyclines. So we are working like a cycling around the park. You know, it's all together with the different 5 elements. Next, please. Okay, at the beginning, we tried to talk about the different services that we want to implement in this park. For example, the regulation of the service, all the management of the groundwater. For example, make like a maps to know where is each part of the groundwater that is in the park. The carbon sequestrations and generation of carbon credits is, you know, is also make like a map that all the generation of carbon that we are doing in our community. In services is try to support the aquaculture, the horticulture, and the energy crops. Improvement of water quality and the standard of drinking water. For example, Mora have like a very good standard of drinking water, but we have to improve or try to keep all the standard of the drinking water. The cultural service, we are talking about all the recreation opportunities that we can implement in the park, also the improvement of aesthetics and spiritual values, and the opportunities of tourism. For us in the climate park is it's very important at the end of the project that the project can be like a lead of a tourism sector, because Mora is a very small town with a lot of nature, and we have to exploit this nature with the tourism, with a responsible tourism, with environment and ecological tourism. The services, you know, at the end is keep with the resources. You know, is make like different things to, I don't know, it's like for us at the beginning of the project, all the services for the climate park, it was like try to implement like the same, you know, is try to implement the park like with the recycling elements. It's like, for example, if we are doing like a trail, like try to bring like different woods, you know, for the sun, for the area, trying to transform many things to reuse at the project of the climate park. Next, please. Okay, the climate park is around the world. There is 7 climate parks. For example, this one in Myanmar, another one in Italy, another one in South Africa, Mozambique, United Emirates, Norway, and the last one that is the first in America is in the Upeace University for Peace in the Mora County. So for us we are very happy that we can start with the first integral climate park in Costa Rica, that is one of the most respected countries around the world about sustainable development. So this is the beginning of the climate park. It's hard to start like a project without financial, without sometimes a lot of ideas, but without any kind of financials from the government, from the, you know, from the different organizations. So basically we start from the ground, we start from zero, and this is how to our internship start with trying to make like a research that we want to implement in this climate park and start for all the strategies that we want to implement. Next, please. Okay, this is like a map of the area. For example, in red, we have El Rodeo. El Rodeo is the town that is the home of the Upeace. So you can see all the lines that is like in gray. This is some kind of national park. It's a public reserve. Part of the reserve belongs to the Upeace, and another one is part of the county. So if you see the red lines, the idea is start in the Upeace in El Rodeo and make like a trails to Kitirisi. Kitirisi, that is in the back, that is down, it's a indigenous territory. It's the nearest indigenous territory from the capital of Costa Rica, that is San Jose. The ethnic is the Huetares, and we want to make the unifications about Rodeo and Colón with Kitirisi, because for us it's very important that Kitirisi can be part of this part of the climate park. For all the spiritual, cultural, and social things that we can add to this project. So the idea is make like a trails from Rodeo to Kitirisi, and then come back from Kitirisi to Colón, and another one that I can do the line, but from Colón to El Rodeo, and make like some kind of loop to try to connect the territory that many hundreds of years ago, all the indigenous people make like this journey around the days. Next, please. Okay, this is one of the maps that I want to show you. This is the Rodeo National Preserve. The other one is the University for Peace, and the community of El Rodeo. So the thing is, this is one of the strategies. Is like a food forest, water filtrations, community events, expanded nursery, educational science. This is one of the principal strategies that we start. This is like you know, the beginning of the project, and then we work in the rest of the strategies that we want to work. Next, please. Okay, this map is very interesting because we can see all the economical development, all the, for example, all the strategies that we can add to the different territories. For example, if you can see the Universidad para la Paz, that is like in the center to the left, there is like hiking, like you know, like make like some kind of lodging for the people that is hiking in the okay, hold on. Okay, in El Rodeo, we have like a lot of many other different agriculture, like greens, buildings, recycling, education, carpooling, different strategies. So when we start the project, we choose 5 different strategies, one in El Rodeo, another one in Ciudad Colón, that is the downtown, another ones in the Upeace, and another ones in the Kitirisi territory. So we can see like all the strategies, if they belong to the mine, to the rock, to the soil, to the water, to the air. So it's like a connections of different elements. Next, please. Okay, this project started in 2019 and is still in process. We are looking for funding this project. It's pretty hard now in these times of crisis. The impact is basically it's like a 600 inhabitants. We have like a 5 strategies. One of them is education in sustainable development. All the materials are sustainable sources and designed for resilience. Food security programs for communities and school, programs and strategies for recovery rivers, rural and ethnical tourism is like the master key for the implementation of this project. So we're working with, I say at the beginning, with water. You know, the principal element in this project is the water. We want to recover the rivers. And also then another big master key is the implementation of the tourism in the zone, because we are part of this national park, this reserve, this reserve that we can enjoy like you know, for the bird watching, a lot of hikings, different views. So for us, it's very important, all the tourism and also the ethnical and rural tourism. Next, please. I think we are like over time, but it's almost done. At the end, we are looking for a contribution of the implementation of the biological corridor. In Mora, we are part of the corridor of García Muñoz. So this is the corridor that starts in part of the north of our capital and goes to the southeast, and part of this is Mora County. The integration of the Upeace Forest Reserve with the Rodeo Protection Zone. We want to make this integration, you know, is like a tribe. The Upeace Forest is beautiful, have like a lot of animals, flora and fauna, and we want to connect the Upeace Forest with the Rodeo Protection Zone, and also with the openness to the indigenous knowledge of the Kitirisi territory. You know, many, I don't know, hundreds of years ago, there was like just one area, and now we don't have the connections between the towns. Next, please. Okay, this is one of the strategies and tactics that we use. For example, the one strategy was like a clean energy productions, about solar panels, wind turbines, hydroelectrics. You know, this is very expensive tactics, but in our county, we already have one of these. So the idea is try to implement and try to see if we can start. The solar panels, I think every year it's more common, they will become more cheaper, and it's part of the strategies that we want to implement, not just in the project, it's like a community. And about the wind and the hydroelectric, we already work with the government. For example, water management, zero waste policies, food safety, integral ecology, education with the Earth Charter. One of these values that we have is that we have also an Earth Charter in our country, in our county. So we're working together, Climate Park and Earth Charter. All the principles with the Earth Charters are included in this project. Next, please. Okay, this is, I think, this is like the last slides, maybe. Okay, what is the opportunities? Educations, for us, I believe a lot in educations. For me, is like the base of any strategy or project that if you want to implement. The other one is It's the different public and private actors supporting the biodiversity conservations. We have a lot of actors in this project, a lot of public, private, a lot of organizations, you know, government, institutions, the academia. There's a lot of actors that we want to involve in this project. About another opportunity is meet the needs of the communities. Like a mayor, for me, it's one of the base necessities is meet the needs of the communities, because when we meet the needs, we can make different strategies, we can work with different actors, we can like development different products. And the last one is offer a design of strategies, technologies, services that can be integrated with more complex objectives and which make an infinite systems. You know, we can add like a different strategies each year, each month, you know, because at the end is more strategies is more sustainable development for the town. So we'll start with 5, but the idea is each year add different strategies in different territories. Next, please. Yeah, thank you so much for the invitations. I am very happy to share with you guys this interview with you, and this like a conference, I don't know. And I don't know if you have any questions right now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alfonso, for your interesting presentation and your sharing. And now I would like to invite Joy to join and to ask you to get in a conversation regarding the time. I think it's only possible to based on what you said, to talk about 1 or 2 specific aspects. So I hand it over to Joy.
Okay, thank you very much. So I am Joy, the strategy and evaluation coordinator. And thank you, Alfonso. That is very insightful and holistic presentation. And I'm sure that everyone here would like to see more about this project implementation, like in that city, in this city, or around the world. So now we come to another interesting part of the talk. And since today we have Upeace alumni, we have current Upeacers and people of Cida Colon. So let's use this session to focus more on this part of the city. So Alfonso, from the strategies and the tactics that you presented in the very last slide, and we saw that there are so many things that we can do creatively and actively, but regarding to the situation of COVID right now. So what are the things that you think we can still moving on and work on it during this time, like regarding to the city's strengths and weaknesses that we have, and who should be the stakeholders?
Thank you, Joy. Okay, now in this crisis and this emergency, for us, I think one of the principal strategies is the rainwater collection systems. I think we have to save the water. We have to be the conscious of the water represent now with hand wash and all the protocols that we have to implement now with the COVID-19. And part of this is try to keep the water, try to find the solutions to, for example, for the bathroom, for the flush, for this, can we reuse the water? Can we collect, for example, in Mora and Costa Rica, we are like a rainy country, you know, we have like a very long rainy seasons. And I think one of the strategy and the tactics now is try to collect all this water to use in another different things.
Joy, please unmute yourself.
Oh, thank you for your inviting. And okay, that is very practical thing. And yes, we have the water issues in town. And then another thing that when you mention about, it is very important when we talk about meet the needs of the people, like people of the community. And some of us in this room, we just take a course of the urban sustainability. And we also found that students of UPeace, we have the great potentials to be included in the city development to improve the sustainability of the city, such as the academic background, the multi-language skills, and the multicultural skills. And what do you think, like, how do we use these benefits of having them to contribute back to the city that they spend time here, like for almost a year?
Okay, yeah, the UPeacers, I always say like the Mora County, I think is maybe like one of the more multicultural places around the world, because we have like, I don't know, 30, 40 nationalities around the world for 1 year. I think is one of the towns that is more multicultural, and we have to work more UPeacers and community, because most of the technical things about environment, for example, the green office, can help a lot to the municipality, to the community. So we have maybe make like a group, or I don't know, like a partnership between UPeace and municipality to work different strategies around the scholar year. I think it's very important to include more the UPeace community to our community.
Thank you very much for your answer. And yes, it's a very possible things that we can work together. And I believe that it will be like fruitful consequence that the students can contribute to the community, like from their special their expertise, like with the experience that I come here. And I think we have one more questions, and we can make a time more of it. We received the email and it's very interesting, Alfonso. So we have the questions about the situation. One more thing, like what would be the main trends from green economy principles and the post-COVID-19 context that will be strengthened in the near future in the city management? Hello?
Seems like we lost
Hello?
Alfonso.
Yeah.
Alfonso, are you already are you already here? So no.
So I think it's a internet connection problem right now.
Yeah, that was not the plan to end on time. No, that maybe we'll just wait for 30 seconds to let him in.
Okay. So let's make use of the time that we still have for maybe 15 minutes, but make it quick. If the audience here would like to have some questions, maybe we cannot answer all of them in this session, but I think we would be happy to gather the questions, and then we can pass it to Alfonso and we can get back to you. Okay, thank you for the first questions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So he responded he tries to get back in. Yeah, Joy, you can start again.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see. Mm-hmm. Now we have a questions from Nina in terms of strategies. How can we make Mora green and how will community members be involved? Noted that questions. I will pass it to Alfonso once you get back in this chat room.
Thank you, Joy.
You're welcome.
So I think he's trying to get back, but can't back into the session. So I think it's good to inform you that we will have more webinars or plan to have more webinars, and we will inform you through our weekly newsletter. And we are going to continue with the talk probably next month. And next month we are happy to talk to the coordinator of Monteverde Coffee, another conversation about regional sustainability strategies. And to end on time, I guess we have to do it without Alfonso. He can't get back in at the moment, but I'm sure he will watch the recorded session and the rest of the recorded session afterwards. So a big thanks to him that he took the time being with us today and focused on his purpose, shared his purpose and the plans he has for Mora in the future. And based on what he said, I think it helps to stay positive and to focus on that connectivity. And the basis for a sustainable city management in Mora exists already, like he presented. And let's hope that Upeace and Mora together, like he already also mentioned, will strengthen on that connectivity and share all the great resources for a healthful coexistence of all. And I think Mora and Upeace can be a good role model, for example, for the integral climate parks like Alfonso was talking about, not only regional, but as well globally. And if Joy, or like Joy already mentioned, if you have any questions, please let us know. Next slide, please. Here you can see the contact to social media and our mail account again. And with this, we're going to end. And I wish you a good afternoon. Stay positive, safe, and healthy. And if you want, turn on your camera, then we can say goodbye to each other. Thank you very much.
Congratulations and thank you very much.
Bye. Have a good afternoon.
Hi, thank you for organizing.
Hey, Tia.
Hey, how are you? Sorry, I've been I've been busy. Like, so.
I know.